with the political mess that your beloved party...
Why do? You've been going on it for about weeks now. I mean, you've got anything more interesting to discuss than I didn't cost London to hear your views on Liz Truss and Sunak.
Well, look, you
try harder.
But the thing is, it's a full-on Tory civil war now, but you could probably say, if only you'd listen to me, because you actually backed Sunak in both leadership contests.
Yes.
Even though there was only a vote for the first.
Yeah, but...
whereas I obviously was backing Truss.
You were backing Truss, yes. It's your judgment that I've always been worried about. You're quite right. No, I felt my attitude was very simple. The whole world is in a financial crisis. We're all facing the problems of mortgage, tax, everything. And as someone who'd served as a chief secretary and Chancellor of the Exchequer, I really wanted at the top. I wanted someone who understood the figures and would get us back in a straight line again. And I think this time we've chosen well. Though you're quite right to point out I voted for him both times.
Now, you were, of course, the Deputy Chairman of the Conservative Party under Margaret Thatcher. You must understand that the membership and the grassroots of the party, many of whom watch this show, they are furious, Geoffrey. They are ropeable over the fact that they were not given a vote on the leadership. How do you think the Tories can mend that relationship? Because many have been resigning. They've been resigning in their droves this week from the party because they feel that there's been an anti-democratic coup going on here.
It was brilliantly done by the 1922 committee.
It was a stitch-up.
Let me have a word. It was brilliantly done by the 1922 committee. If they'd gone to the old rules, and instead of saying you have to have 100 votes, you have to have 20 to get on the ballot, Boris would have been straight on the ballot. He would have ended up in second place behind Sunak, and when it had gone to the constituencies, Boris would be Prime Minister. Now the 22.
And what's wrong with that?
Wait, patience, child. When they got the 100, you may well say that. That's a fair point. Yeah. Fair point. Having got the 100, and Boris Johnson being abroad at the time, he had to rush back, and they said it had to be by Monday 2 o'clock. So no one was physically in the House of Commons other than running in that moment to vote. If they'd said 20 only and we'll have a week, he'd have got back in. He'd have got the 20 easily. He'd have been in second place. And by Friday, and today is what, Thursday, he'd have been Prime Minister.
So you're confirming, really, that this was an anti-democratic stitch-up by the 1922
I said nothing
committee.
Of the sort. I merely gave you the facts, Dan. I know you like the facts.
But do you buy into this argument? Because I hate it, actually. It really annoys me. But do you buy into this argument that the Conservative Party felt like they needed to restore the power to the grown-ups in the room? Because I often think when they say the grown-ups in the room, what they mean are the technocrats, the folk who don't challenge the orthodoxy.
No, I don't agree with you. I thought many years ago, and indeed spoke supporting it, that it would be good to let the members have a vote. I was 100% in favour. I'm bound to admit I've come round. Oh, no. I think the leader of the party should be chosen by people he or she works with on a daily basis and know him. And secondly, and more importantly, if you have someone who gets 200 votes... and someone who gets 70, that person with 70 has to live in the House knowing that 200 people sitting behind him or her aren't 100% on their side. Don't forget, the person you supported, Liz Truss, only got 50 votes in the first round. She was never even in second place. Only until the last moment did she get into second place. And then the members got it for her.
Well, indeed.
Well, I can see that's democratic, Dan. I hear where you're going. But I don't think it's the right way to pick the leader.
Well, look, I think what's